surely I can't be the only one seeing that you've had some very, very, very pro-Brexit politicians all of a sudden come out and say how worried they are that Brexit is going wrong. Even Nigel Farage, of all people, has been somewhat silent-ish on the issues, and it comes under very, very, you know, but we've seen this before. We've seen this for the past 4 years, of all things. You know, this isn't new. You know, these are, the best way to describe them is sore winners. They won, yet they're the ones who are so complaining about the very thing that they won. And even many of them, again, like I say, when we split them into the Brexiteers supporters categories, the supporters are even not even sure what they won. And again, you know, this is going to damage the country economically incredibly badly. And if you think, you know, we went through just today the fact that people think the Tories are good for the economy. The Tories haven't been good for the economy at all. You know, what was it now? What was I can't remember what it was called, but the study on what would have happened if the Tories had gone to invest in this country versus the austerity route they'd chosen. Britain would have been in a much better position. Instead, we've had over a decade of austerity, and quite frankly, we don't need another decade of it. Let's face it that way. And now we're going to jump into the article from the New European on this bizarre phenomenon of Brexiteers crying about what they won and the fact that they won, and that they won't seem to take responsibility for what they won. And I've always said, it's been very good that the Tories actually won the 2019 election, because now they can't blame anyone but themselves for this mess that they're creating. So, as always, please do remember to hit that like and share button down below. And as always, there is a link down below to my Patreon page and a One Off Donation link should you like to support the channel that way. And as always, thank you very much to the people that do so. So, on with this. So, this comes from the New European, as I said. In fact, just recently been taken over by, is it Argent? I think it was. So we'll have to see what direction they take, but nevertheless, this could be an interesting direction for the New European. So we'll see how they go. So, the title is Pro-Brexit Politicians Told to, quote, stop crying salty tears and accept the consequences of their actions. So, Sinn Féin leader Mary Lou McDonald has told Brexiteers to stop crying their salty tears and accept the consequences of their actions. We've only seen that for the past 4 years now. You know, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. You know, I'll tell you that now. McDonald denied that there needed to be changes made to the Brexit agreement as a result of problems in Northern Ireland, claiming the issues were significantly documented before the UK left the EU. And they were, several times, over and over again. But every time this issue was brought up, the Brexiteers turned around and said that the Northern Ireland issue wouldn't be a problem, that it would be fine, that it would all be fine and dandy, that, you know, it'll be fine, you know, don't worry about it, that's just Project Fear. Again, well-documented cases, not the first time that these cases have been brought up, highlighted, put before people. They've been denied by the Brexiteers, saying, oh, it's clearly not true, Brexit's happened, these issues are now causing a problem, and the Brexiteers are like, we didn't see this coming. We didn't know these problems were going to happen. You know, we've only been telling you for the past, dear me, we've only been telling you for the past 4 years, since 2016, since this whole thing started. You were warned, you were told, and you ignored them. You know? And the Northern Ireland issue is especially problematic, because especially when you look back to the referendum, This was brought up, and the Brexiteers just said it's fine, not an issue. It wasn't even brought up mainly. It was just hand waved away whenever it was brought up. And now they think that they can just change it, because that's the issue. Oh, if we just change it, it'll be fine. You can't change it. You cannot change it. This idea was meant to be the solution. This was the solution to the problem. This is the solution to the problem that didn't exist to the problem you created. So anyway, continues. She told today's Radio 4 programme, I think it needs to be remembered that this protocol is only in place as a short number of weeks. It also needs to be recalled that Brexit was not our idea. She continued, Brexit was something the DUP and the British system, the Brexiteer part of it, championed. We warned consistently that it would have very negative effects for the entire island of Ireland. She said that the EU's decision to briefly use the Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol was a deeply regrettable miscalculation, adding that this kind of action cannot happen again in the future. McDonald said it was time for the Brexiteers to stop pointing the fingers at others. True. It is well past time. She explained, there are some consequences of Brexit that will be disruptive and that will be negative, and that can't be mitigated by the protocol. Those negative consequences belong to Brexit. They are not the fault of the protocol. The first thing that needs to happen now is that we need cool heads. We need calm, mature leadership. These teething problems that do exist need to be identified and need to be ironed out. Those who champion Brexit and are crying salty tears now because of the consequences of Brexit need to accept that these are the consequences of their decisions and their actions, and not to point the finger at others. True, 100%, absolutely, 100% true. But this was going to happen all the time. Brexiteers, people like Nigel Farage, who again, the Brexiteers, love to be the victim. They love to pretend that, they're the ones that are being hard done by, that it's, the preciousness, to them, it was always an ideological project. That's why Brexit has never had any policies. Never a single one. That's why we've never been able to talk about them, because there are none. Just there's no ideas beyond the idea of, we leave the European Union, question mark, question mark, question mark, next point, profit. And that's the unfortunate position that we've been put in. Idiots who have no idea what they're doing and are letting their ideological fantasies run wild because they've got no idea. They encounter a problem that, says that their ideology says shouldn't be happening. Then it's not the ideology's problem, it's something else. And that's what we're dealing with. And it's these people who champion this idea should be the ones to solve it. After all, it's the problem they created. So, about time, guys, you took responsibility. After all, Brexit is finally here. You can't blame anyone else now. These are your actions. So, start to take responsibility for it. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button. And of course, down below there are links to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link. And thank you very much to those people who do support the channel that way. And we'll see you all next time.